Greetings, everybody. Merry meet and blessed be you out there. So, I've got another video attached to this one towards the end, and it was banned on TikTok. Um, the thing about it is it goes to show me and stuff that talking about sensitive subjects, um, that the corporate elite and the government uh, don't want people to know about. And so they, because in comparison to other alike videos, um, certain topics and certain subject matters and what have you stuff that is being disclosed, that is being talked about, is too sensitive. And it kind of, sometimes it discloses a secret ultimatum that they're trying to achieve. And when you, and this is my own personal beliefs. So basically, to get to the heart of the matter, is so the following video that's attached here is talking about MK Ultra, talking about LRADs and different things and stuff, and what they can do and what they can't do. Well, MK Ultra and what have you stuff was a failed experiment. Was a failed project. Um, Here's the thing: AI, and there's no other type of technology whatsoever that can resonate on the psychic realms of existence. They don't even know how to, it's not measurable. So they don't even believe it exists. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's not, they can't even call it a probability in modern science because it's not measurable. Even quantum physics has to be something that they can measure. And the psychic realms is, they don't even know where to start. It's like tuning a radio station. All right. When you get close to a channel, it starts coming in a little bit. Then you know that if you fine tune that a little bit and calibrate it just right, you'll hit the frequency right on and it'll be crystal clear. That's how it's all of modern science is cause and effect. All right. And it's done through a system of trials. So it happens many times. That's the reason why modern science and even quantum physics is not an exact science. All right. Well, you have to have something available that you know is there in order to a probability that is really really high in percentage, that you can tinker around with, experiment with. The psychic realms doesn't give them anything, and especially for someone who is not uh, trained or understand that. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Now the probabilities could be a lot more accurate and valid if psychics were able to tune into radio waves, TV waves, signals, radio signals, walkie talkie signals. So if you could learn to tune yourself into, say, here in Utah, uh, a classic rock station, 103.5 FM, but we can't do that because our minds are not built that way. All right. even those types of frequencies and those types of waves, those types of uh, electric magnetic pulses, so to speak, um, uh, signals, they they cannot affect the mind. All right, they just can't. Now, LRAD is a sound uh, weapon that's used for it's law enforcement has access to it, FBI, CIA, whatever, especially the military. Now, LRAD is a little different when having stuff. It works off acoustics, and so they can aim it at a person, and they can pick out either a group of people, like a riot, or they can pick out a single person, and they can beam these acoustic waves. All right. Now, also that works off of sound, so it's basically just like a speaker, only it's directional and it's works off of frequencies and winding stuff. Give you a headache, make you sick, nauseous, vomiting, lose your balance. You know, kind of clutter everything in your thoughts and everything and stuff. You really don't know what's going on. And there's some say that it can even actually knock a person out. All right, drop a person unconscious. Then there's other types of weapons that can be used. They say they claim they're non lethal, but that's your microwave. You know, your electric magnetic pulse weapons. This is basically something that heats your body up to where it's very very uncomfortable, and they use less radiation than like a microwave per se. All right, because they don't want to kill you, they just want to eliminate the threat, or like a protesters or whatever it may be, and keep you back away. All right, keep you at a distance, whatever it may be. However, I believe that they can turn it up if they wanted to, but that's my own personal opinion. So the thing about it is these are a totally different system that works on the mind and the bodies of people differently. It's totally separate from psychic realms or psychic activities, so to speak. All right, they have not figured out how to do that. They cannot plant voices in your mind. They cannot, in your head. They cannot, you know, make it sound like you're listening to an angel, or you're hearing somebody sing, or whatever it may be. They can't even psychically implant, music or vibrations in your mind. Okay. Um, this is something about having stuff that, you know, psychics or psionics works just like a two-way radio, but on a different. We can't even call it a frequency. But what I'm saying is, you can transmit psychic thoughts to another person, and you definitely can receive them. You can, I was born a real strong clairsentient. I pick up on people's energies all the time. I can tell their motives. I can tell whether it's good or bad. You know, um, I can tell they can't hide things from me, because I can tell if they're happy or sad, or something's bothering them. They're stressed out. You know, I have like a built-in polygraph machine, man, and it drives me nuts. And that's why my social circle is pretty small. But you know, it's something that works on a totally different realm of existence. You know what I mean? Um, and it's a form of existence that um, that only those who are psychic can even begin to understand, and even they don't really totally understand it. They just know that they have it, and they know they can work it. Okay, they can activate it. Sometimes they're just always activated. You know, it's just that they learn how to deal with it and how to function. You know. But anyway, so here's this other video. It's basically covering the same subject, but uh, I'm going to attach it here anyway. But anyway, my belief, my theory and hypothesis, and the reason why they ban videos like this, because there's nothing threatening of it. It's a disclosure. And sorry, I have some traffic going through here real quick. It's simply a disclosing what I believe to be boundaries that cannot be crossed, or capabilities that cannot be, you know, accomplished. So there's nothing threatening over the video anyway, but they banned it. And it's like, you know, if there's someone's trying to put forth a lie to threaten somebody, you know, and they get caught in that lie because that somebody has knowledge about the truth behind the lies that they are disclosing, what better way than to ban their video, or take them out of the the you know, the conversation. That way you can keep your lies hidden. And so it to me, it's like they banned my video because they didn't want the truth out there. They want people to be in fear. They want you to think that they have the technology and what have you and stuff to read your mind, or to implant thoughts, you know, to control your mind, to control you. They don't have that. They do not have that ability, and they don't even know where to look at it. Look for it. Let me tell you something. People who do have this psychic ability, they would never cross over into their yard. They would never join their forces, so to speak, because they understand it. They understand that there is a critical cosmic law that prevents them from doing that. And they know it. They know it. They know it. And so, and it's because the thing about it is it would drive them nuts because they would know the truth behind their lies, but yet they're going to be participating in something that is, to be a psychic is to be, have pure sovereignty. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, I there's a balance that has to be made and kept. And when you, if you cross over that fence, you know, that balance is no longer there. So, but anyway, blessed be to y'all. Here's this other video. Greetings, everybody. Uoth here. Merry meet and blessed be. Good morning to y'all. So let's talk about some serious issues in regards to. There's been a lot of postings on social media, especially TikTok, in regards to mind control and implanting thoughts and voices and what have you stuff with high-tech technology that the government possesses, CIA, etc. So um, let's let's get beyond this. All right. There's a lot of people out there and what have you stuff, you know, who have a lot of fear of this, and that's purely understandable. Um, it's it's something that because of a lot of the high tech technology, you know, AI, and that's just um, definitely real and really powerful. And but um, I can assure you, when it comes to psychic abilities, telepathy, any type of like, um, you know, psychic transmissions and receptions of the mind, uh, the CIA, any, uh, they don't understand it. They don't even know what it is. It's not measurable, like radio waves and electric magnetic, you know, uh, phenomena, and it's something what happens to. I mean, they can't even call it a wave or any type of like frequency. Um, it's not measurable. Um, there's no devices out there what have you stuff that the government has that's capable of putting voices in your heads and and or any type of like suggestions other than, you know, subliminal, you know, suggestions and what have you stuff that we see all the time on commercials and on stuff like that. You know, that's a totally different type of you know, system. But as far as the psychic realm goes, um, you know, they can't do it. They're just they don't understand it. It's again, we're not talking about just the noumenal world. We're talking about the noumenal cosmos. You know, the entire ultimate creative force, and that's the reason why they don't even understand how magic works. You know, um, uh, you know, it's something. It's a fear tactic that they want you to believe. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, that's what the Christian unity is good at, is putting the fear of God into everybody. And you know, they don't stop with their technology either. They do the exact same thing. Um, so I can assure you and stuff, you know, there's nobody's put you know, psychically or telepathically putting suggestions in your mind, you know, as far as any type of like government technology goes. Um, MK Ultra was a fail. The CIA shut that down back in 1995. The only thing that they have that can interfere with a person's thought processes and stuff is LRAD. It's an acoustic, non-lethal weapon that, well, they say it's non-lethal, but the thing about it is they can um, project acoustic frequencies, and they have the technology to where they can single out a person. But it's you know, line of sight's got to be, you know, they got to know exactly where that person is. Um, the target's got has to be, you know, visible. Um, you know, and then it's just a sound. It's just a sound that interferes with your thought processes and stuff. And anybody who's truly psychic and you know, understands that, you know, the concentration process and what have you stuff of utilizing those talents and stuff is critical without disruptions. You know, now what type of disruptions are we talking about? Well, I mean, things that definitely loud music, you know, that can irritate, you know, the calmness, so to speak. I mean, you can walk into a restaurant, or you can walk into a mall, you know, and you know, it's pretty buzzing and stuff. You know, it's you know, somewhat loud. It's got music playing a lot of times and different things. You got kids running around and stuff like that. But we're talking about stuff that's like over, you know, 100 decibels. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about real loud stuff. It's like a concert. A psychic uh, would walk into a concert and what have you and stuff, you know, and totally be disrupted. Um, any type of like Faraday cage, whether it be a concrete wall with a bunch of rebar going through it, or in a straight steel room, that does not block psychic abilities. It does not block them. It doesn't work like that. You know, it doesn't work like that. And uh, it doesn't work like a magnetic, you know, impulse type of uh, you know, wave or frequency. It does not work like that. So don't feed into all this BS. Um, you know, while they, you know, they can administer drugs and different things and stuff to make you tell the truth or to confuse you, that will affect. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that's all when it comes to like psychic abilities, that would all kind of like artificial, different types of substances and stuff that would interfere with that, you know. They can give you medications that can screw up your serotonin and different things and what have you and stuff, you know, that your receptors and make you hear voices and different things in your head. But but that's all chemically induced. That's not psychically induced. So yeah, don't freak out about this stuff, man. We're all good and we're all safe.